Hello everybody, how are you? Beautiful day in the Berg. And we're doing a series of videos on unheralded players from the rich sports history of this town and putting a spotlight on them, at least for the moment, to remember their contribution. We did a bunch of Penguins players. This video is going to start our series of Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, I'm not an expert. I'm not even from here. A lot of this information, these three players I was told about by a guy standing outside of a 7-Eleven with a Steelers 61 jacket on. So, I don't know the verification. I'll just repeat what I heard from a member of the Steelers Nation. And the first player on our list is from 1953, Eddie Grabowski. Eddie Quick Hands Grabowski, who got made fun of, was a target of many opposing players, many opposing fans, calling him grabby. As a defensive back, they said he was too grabby, that he held players. And yeah, he had some holding penalties, but for the most part, they're just mad because this guy was setting records for bringing down quarterbacks, halfbacks. You could send a hatchback after this guy, and he'd bring it down. He could send a Datsun B210 from 1978, right? You could send it past Eddie Quick Hands Grabowski. He would flip the car on its back, pull everybody out of all doors, and lasso them up like a heifer at a rodeo. And that's how quick he was. And a fan favorite because this guy, they would just call his name out. Grabowski, right? And this is a time when the Steelers weren't as popular as they are now. They were pretty popular, but back in those days, they were still building their fandom and the loyalty of the. Because remember, the Pirates were really the number one team. And still, of course, huge. But the Steelers weren't what we know of them today. And so unheralded stars like Eddie Quick Hands Grabowski, it's important to remember what role they played, not only in creating excitement on the field, but helping build excitement for the Steelers themselves, the Steelers franchise itself. Number two on our list from the early 70s was a guy named Urgia Expressava, who had Ukrainian parents. He grew up in McKeesport, a local boy, and Urgia was a center, played for McKeesport High, and went right from McKeesport High to the Steelers. And was a fan favorite mainly because he had a tattoo on his arm that said in Ukrainian, Steelers Nation. So if you need to translate that, just go look at the pictures on Google image search of Urgia Expressava, the center for the Steelers, from right here in town, McKeesport boy, and a local favorite. And number three on our list is Upski Pixkop, another foreign-born player from foreign families, parents who were immigrants. That's what I'm trying to say. Russian family, and he grew up in Maryland, played for the Terrapins, was a Terrapin, and then drafted by the Steelers in like I said, in the early '80s. And this guy, I mean, as a left tackle, he would pull out a yo-yo out of his pants, out of his pads there, and he'd snap the yo-yo just as the ball was snapped, and these players would be looking at him. The players of the other team would be looking at him like, "What the hell just happened?" Right? Because they'd feel the yo-yo hit them in the leg and in the arm, and he'd have it back in his pads before the referee could call it. So that's why they called him Yo-Yo. First of all, it was a lot easier than his given name, which had a lot of vowels. It was hard to pronounce. But Yo-Yo was one of the Pittsburgh favorites at that time, and not a top player, but played a role in building the team, and is one of our spotlights in this video of spotlight on 3 Steelers stars from the rich history of Steelers Nation. Come back for more, guys. We're going to have a lot more videos and a lot more Steelers.